Next up on the agenda, Final Destination. Oh, it was so nice to have Final Destination come back. A lot of people were high on the movie, really loving it. I had a good time with it. I enjoyed it. I think what I enjoyed most is just seeing Final Destination come back. Like that was one of those properties I grew up on, watching it with my family, and then it disappeared when we needed them the most, and the comeback was actually worth the wait. It was so fun seeing the marketing for the movie. People actually show up in the theater because don't forget, there was a point this Final Destination movie was being made to go straight to streaming. And look at it. It did buckets of numbers. It's the highest grossing Final Destination movie. So, with those kind of numbers, it is no surprise that today, right before I started streaming, they have announced new Final Destination movie in the works with Bloodlines co-writer exclusive. So that's honestly the only concrete information that we have right now is the co-writer of this current Final Destination movie. So it's only the co-writer. It's not the same main writer. It's just one of the co-writers will be writing it fully. They are now penning the script for another Final Destination film. All right. So, like I said, we know absolutely nothing. This is just where we now speculate as fans and we kind of talk about what we would like to see and what we would want in a continuation. I think the only disappointing part of Final Destination for me, which I was kind of vocal about, is that although it did do the new thing of like mixing up the formula, I love the idea that, Death was following this bloodline and this old crazy granny, which yeah, she was crazy. Granny was wild. She was stopping Death from getting to the rest of her bloodline, and then after her death, Death was able to come after the rest. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But then everything after that felt like a stereotypical Final Destination movie, right? There wasn't any new rules attached. They didn't even implement some of the older rules, like the whole rule about like if you give birth while Death is after you, that cancels things out. They've never brought back that rule. I was hoping they'd maybe add on to another one or explore more. I get it. It was our foot back into the door. I guess they couldn't do that much. That's what I'm hoping for with this new Final Destination is maybe just play with the lore a little bit. I don't want it to become the rinse and repeat formula where it's like, all right, we're gonna kill these people, but they were on a cruise ship. Oh, we're gonna kill these people, but they were at a Comic-Con. Like that's always what you can change, but I want there to be something newer attached to it. Now, the thing I've always kind of wondered that I don't know if they can exactly explore, because we're going to talk about what scenarios we would like there to be. I know cruise ship is the number one thing, but one thing I think it's kind of time to dive into, and maybe this will be the thing where like some people say, nah, Chris, that'll ruin it if they explore that. I'd want to know what is this other life force that is giving a character the ability to save themselves, right? If Death exists and Death is out there and Death wants these people gone, it feels like the person who gets the vision and saves people, there is another life force, whether like an angel type situation or something like that, wanting them to live, wanting them to survive, or else why does that happen, right? Like, and so I'd like there to explore that reason. And I'm not saying bring out an angel, supernatural style, somebody with a cape and wings going, I've been guarding you. You were supposed to die of goon, but I saved you. Nah, I don't want nothing like that. Keep this like heavenly part as mysterious and a life force out there just like Death. But I'd like there to be maybe a reason that they're chosen to survive. And if they can accomplish the reason that they're meant to survive, Death no longer goes after them. So what I'm talking about, let's say, instead of like giving birth to a baby or something, let's say a character is supposed to live to like inspire or domino effect another important figure. So like if we reverse back in time, let's say there was a guy who was supposed to bump into John F. Kennedy the day he died. And him bumping into John F. Kennedy domino affected him into a way where he wouldn't have gotten shot that day. I know I'm sounding crazy. I know I'm losing so many of you as every word of my mouth comes out, but stay with me and let me cook. The dish is not ready. The chef will tell you when it's done. What if something like that happens where each character has like a mission and a purpose, and if they can find their reason for staying alive and they accomplish it, it's a new way to survive death. I think that could be interesting. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like somebody around John F. Kennedy Circle was maybe like supposed to live and help him not die, inadvertently. I'm not saying be there and dodge the bullet, but like something where he's like, he forgot a pump in gas. So that car couldn't drive where it was supposed to. Something dumb like that, right? I'm not something inadvertently, but oh, death got to him. He died. And then John F. Kennedy ended up on that road dying, right? The plan was not executed. I'm thinking something like that. I'm going to read the chat now because, okay, so, Unk is not cooking. Chill out, Unk. Okay. Oh no. This ain't it, chef. Oh man, no, I lost it. See, if I was given the chance to make a Final Destination movie, you guys would hate my idea cuz I feel like that's something, right? Like I just want there to be more ways cuz one of the most disappointing parts of a Final Destination movie is that every movie dies with them dying. I'm tired of seeing that. I watched this whole movie growing to like some of these characters, hoping they can survive, and almost every single time it gets to the point where they all die. And I get some people think that's cool. Some people go, "Oh, I love that. You can't escape death. Death is inevitable for all of us. It's going to get you." Well, Mary Elizabeth Winstead should have lived, okay? You telling me she should have died? Let me see. You're gonna look at her and say she deserved what she had coming to her? I would have saved you, girl. I would have been there for. I would have bumped your shoulder, John F. Kennedy style, and had you live. But she died. Something like that. So I want there to be other ways for them to escape death. I like what they did in the Final Destination, where you had a character who's like, all right, as long as I kill somebody, I'm saved. They can play into that rule again. They didn't exactly do that in this last movie. They instead were trying to do the thing where like you just stop your heart rate, but then bring yourself back to life. But there's consequences to that. I will say that is the one thing they did add in the new movie. Is like if you try doing the thing to cheat death, well, then you're put back in the pattern. The guy who was safe, he's like, oh, no, you're back in the cycle now, buddy. I did kind of like that they added that. So that's all I'm saying, okay? I know you guys ain't cooking. I think there's something there. That was just off the top of my head. I would like there to be maybe, there's got to be a reason they're getting these visions. Is God just like bored up there going, you know, I know they're supposed to die on that coaster, but I'd like to see something for a week. Oh, they just died in the Home Depot. Now they on that subway. That death always puts a good show. So I don't know. That's my idea. We'll see what happens. But I don't think there should ever be a death reveal. I think keeping death a mysterious, shadowy figure is the best way to go about it. Um, Tony Todd was supposedly our death for the longest time, and I think the way they closed out his character and the speech he gave in this Final Destination movie was so beautiful. Like, it almost brought me to tears because it was him just talking to the audience, saying, "Thank you for all you've done. Enjoy your life." Because I got to enjoy mine. Like, oh, that was such a great way for that character to go out. So I don't know. You guys let me know. I'd love to read your theories and thoughts in the comments section. What would you be your way to kind of add something new to the world, but that doesn't ruin a lot of the mystery and what makes Final Destination work? You know what I mean? Because I think adding in a physical death would ruin it, right? I think adding in too many ways to escape death would also ruin it. You still want to be in the suspense, but I think having every movie die with every character dying, it gets a little repetitive. It's like I want to see some of these guys survive, and I don't know, have lead into like an Avengers Hunger Game movie where like have 3 movies of like 2 or 3 survivors at the end of the film, and then do an Avenger film where all those survivors are being chased after death. Marvel brain rot. It's there. Okay. That's my thought on that. You guys let me know. All right.